the series anyway. I thought that it doesn't change now. We're on the third map. But Big, they've impressed me throughout this game, and I think they got more to show us. Favored are Mousesports on those Betway odds, but it's close as they come. Big, well, they're going to come towards this B bomb site, and fast at that. Or at least the tunnels, maybe not the site. They stop, they sneak, they go down lower. Lots of utility for Big in this pistol round, and pretty similar case for Mousesports. We saw them on Dust 2 yesterday. They actually had a double nade for the default plant spot on A from CT, and Chris and Carrigan combined what can combine for that kill if Big try and plant A. We'll see if that comes into play later in this round, but Carrigan might not even be alive by that point. Already low HP. Chris has used all his util in towards B, and Titian has been tagged. Frozen pushing long with a massive kill on Searson, and now Big, they're going to bail out of B, but they haven't got much other control. They go up towards Catwalk, in towards A, but Mousesports are ready for it.
Oh, Rops. Yeah, that's probably a little bit more than he bargained for there on the repeak. Moxic will come in and alleviate some of this pressure out from CT, and he's looking to turn even more heads, but he ends up getting his taken off. This is still a doable round for Big. Tabson doubling up, and now these three players are all the walking wounded. Tabson left in the clutch, but he's got to land one bullet per player to pick this round up. Frozen and Rops getting into the site. The kit's dropped in CT, and oh dear, Frozen went for the kit. Rops was in the site alone, and the timing couldn't have been worse on that drop. Now sticking it, and a bit of damage done from Tabson. He finishes off the round with 4. Pistol round secured for Big, and a bit of a Oki Momo there with the defuse kit.
Yeah, definitely. And big round for Tabson, right? He actually chooses to stick on the Glock over the USP. He wants those beefy Glock shots, and he only needs a couple of them to clean up the round. Everyone was dinked there for Mousesports, and, well, that had resounding consequences in the clutch. Looked good to start, won't end the same, and now Big fully bought in this round. Mousesports have got a pretty heavy investment on the CT side. You're more likely going to see CT forces on this map than T forces, but it might not come into all too much effect because Rops is alone on B, and on the scout, that's not where you want to be. Keto's found a follow-up, and both scouts removed with only a tag to their name. These pistols might just work. It might just go and save. That's an unfortunate round for Mousesports. You always love seeing heavy scouts in CT4 spies, but the round is so quickly closed by Big that we don't even really see the consequences of those tags. A full save, even Tabson still in T-Sport, making sure no one's exiting long. So Mousesports will get away with their guns, but only because Big allow it. They also allow a second round.
Partial investment in for Mousesports. Just the Deegs to play around with in this round. And as Hugo's entire PC elects to restart now, I am left in this one very much alone. Bit of an interesting situation here is also my feed appears to be down. So Twitch chat, I'm kind of relying on you guys for this one. Now, you've been watching a lot of Counter-Strike recently, so if you could keep me up to date with what's going on, I'll throw it over to you guys to cast this round. And right now it sounds like these Deegs are trying to pop off, but my word, the Galils, the SMGs, they're all responded. On plant attempted, and will be found here for the big. Oh, Hugo, man, nice for you to drop by as he's almost ready to get back in. And hello, Hugo Byron. Welcome back to the game. You've missed the great round of play. Obviously, Big finding a bomb plant. Mousesports left up in the 3-on-4, and they are just saving over here. at this B side of the map.
Hey, Harry. How's it going, man? I love it when my computer just turns off. You know, that's always fun. That's happened a couple of times, but, you know, tech issues aside, things are going well in the server. Conditions are pristine, at least for Big. 3-0 up on this T side. Should have Mousesports coming in with guns sooner rather than later, right? These ecos get drawn to a close. The 4 spies find no success, but now the full rifle rounds for Mousesports and their chance to make things happen. About time to. But the scout's still in play. Woxix on his AWP early in this game. Searson watching mid, but sees nothing with those smokes down. Hughes just across towards B safely. And Mousesports have done that, but Big may want to join them in the B-bomb side. They come out through middle. Frozen might have heard this. Flash goes through. He's going to try and peek with it. Big are blind, but he gets smoked off, but can't stop them there. So Big give up mid. They decide to go elsewhere. Catwalk control getting taken. Even that pressure on mid just peels a player away from A. And considering Mousesports are running a double B setup with a man in middle, that's a lot of room afforded to Big on this A bomb site. And that seems like the destination of this round. One man on long, one man watching the cross from Carr. Carrigan's going to have his work cut out for him now with 3 players from Big entering through the doors.
Tizian, this entry out through long, and he is going to catch the first man. Carrigan removed.
He actually blinded himself as well. He dropped a flash, really well timed to catch Big as they went through the doors, but he didn't turn from it.
He ends up being hoisted by his own petard there, and that will be this 4-on-4 gifted over. As now the long control attempted, and Searson's scout is something that's only whispered about. The scene. You can't really talk about it up front because he's pretty nasty with this weapon. And he has gone ahead and secured control of long. Now Big getting into the site. They throw this molly. This is going to send Chris J and Rops packing. At this point, I think if you're Mouse, you're definitely looking to save. Maybe with that kill there onto Searson, you're a little bit more tempted. It's not something they're going to commit to. And Tabson has really solidified that with the kill onto Rops. Chris J now just looking to get out of here with this M4 in hand, and Big going to move up to this 4-0 lead. Also, I did have a look at the Twitch chat. They did a great job casting that round, yeah. Hugo. They've learned well. You know, just type in everything that was going on.
Oh,
it
cool.
was nice.
Normal Twitch stuff.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. Of course, stream's a little bit behind, so it didn't really help me in the moment, but I appreciate that we had some wordsmiths out there running their keyboards for us when it mattered most.
Nice range shots from Tabson. Bigger looking very good in this game. You know, team-wise, just executing together. Nice default, very slow in middle, waiting for aggression. Mousesports obviously not making any mistakes of pushing and giving away kills, but they're not really able to convert these rounds when Big, you know, push them in the wrong places, get them to lean over towards B, and then attack Catwalk. So just standard Dust 2 stuff here. Big doing it very well as a unit. 4-0 lead. Mousesports money is a little dry here. Maybe time to wet the whistle, but not in this one. It's only a rifle on Chris, a scout on Rops, and pistols around that. Should be Big up to a 5-0 lead, and Searson on this AWP as well as armed to the teeth. He might just go for a B pick, and if Big get it, they can just speed up and take the site. So Rops is giving a fight, and well, it's already been won. Or actually, sorry, it's Tabson. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Robs is still here. He's actually killed 2 with the scout. How on earth does he do it? Blinded, but still brutal. Looking for a third as well. They're going to keep giving him fights here inside of a B. Flash is good though this time. The molly doesn't work, but the flashbang at least cuts him off, and he has nowhere to go. Tizian gets the kill, and Big get the sight. And even though Rops puts up an incredible defense on this B bomb site as a lone anchor, this could still be Big's round, but oh, Mousesports flashing through the smoke. They drop the bomb, they stall it out, and they get close to the site.
Now we see Big frozen in time in this round. And slow it right down as they look to regain control of the bomb and then try and find this plant. That smoke in the door is a little bit interesting. It's somehow given Woxic a tiny one-way here in through the bottom, but he doesn't find anything from it. Now crossing into the site, it's Tizian. Someone needs to watch him though, and Frozen hopping in through the window. He's going to deal with both players there inside of the site.
I'm so surprised Big stick that, right? When things go quiet for so long, that's a great time to fake for Big to get information, right? If you just tap it and immediately pull your gun out, you know Mousesports are going to give you something, some kind of reaction, even if it isn't a double rush into the site like that. I mean, Mousesports are going to react, and so as a surprise to see Captain just commit with the plant, it will cost him his life. But Chris gone from this round. It's already started and already ended, at least for him. Xantares has dropped Carrigan into long, and it's a fast play for Xantares with great results. 2 kills off of this AK. Again, looking like a real star for Big. He has looked better and better as of late. I think, you know, severely underwhelming when he joined this team initially. I think it took him some time to get used to being in an English-speaking team. But right now, he is showing up, and Big are about to hit this B bomb site with only Rops there. He doesn't see them. His barrel might even be sticking out from this position, so quite a scary situation for Rops. If they molly him, he's dead. If they don't, he has a chance to potentially get kills. He's waiting for them to be at least far enough into B that they can't, you know, jiggle him or bail. But unfortunately for him, Big don't want the B side. They changed their mind, and that's because Xantares has walked up long and cleared A. He's even killed Woxic in spawn with the AWP. Doesn't get away with that one. Rops alone on B, and they know it, right? This is the position he plays every single round, so Big are just going to surround him, and they're not planting either. They're just going for the fight. Rops does get a kill, but that's the alarm bell ringing now, and Big, they'll focus on the plant. They'll also focus on keeping Rops trapped.
Yeah, and he really is stuck here, out on a limb at B. He's looking for this one tunnels fight, and it's just, Xantares is such a nuisance there. It's actually not Xantares, he's coming up through mid. It was Tizian being a little nuisance on the corner, just jiggling, keeping the attention away. And so Big continuing to find this success. It's been a real turnaround from this squad. Now 5-1 up here on Dust 2 and looking like they could take this series. It's kind of upsetting because it's like, you know, originally I was thinking like this looked like it was going to be a 2-0 on Vertigo, right?
Yeah,
and the half was 11-4,
sure.
and I was thinking in my head, I'm like, man, this is a nice little confidence boost for Mousesports, a team that have looked like they've been struggling as of late. Well, it wasn't a confidence boost, it's gone the distance, and this third map is looking more and more dominant by the round. So, yeah, it's not going to be like the morale booster I hoped it would. If anything, this is going to leave you back down in the dumpster once again.
Yeah. And that's actually super scary, Harry, if we look at, like, you know, the consequences in this tournament, right? Because for Mousesports, they've already opened up with a loss yesterday to Complexity and a 2-0 at that. So this would be Mousesports going 0-2 in the group if they keep falling in this series. And, well, that's great for Big, right? Top of the group. I think about time we wanted to see these guys, you know, show us what they could do against some tier 1 European opposition. But, yeah, this is not the Mousesports that rivaled everyone in 2019 and even started off 2020 in the same fashion. Right now, they're down 6-1 with just a save in this. Carrigan gets an AK. Woxic has his AWP, but it's a small consolation. It's a grim consolation here for Mousesports in a game that is just getting torn out of their fingers. Big, 6-1 up, all the money in the world. And Mousesports, no solution to this B bomb site. We've seen Rops there do his damn best to hold it. And even putting 2 there hasn't been the solution for Mousesports. But they can't just stack B, right? It's Dust 2. Big are going to be playing off of spawns. And well, look at that. It's a B spawn.
Yeah, you're thinking if you're Mouse, well, they can't keep going B, right? Wow, that's where Big look to surprise you. And they might just keep going B. They set up outside.
Nice.
Of what site, I wonder? B. And here comes the push. Rops has to try and buzz around here. And he gets bested almost immediately. These B keepers not cut out for the swarm of big players that come their way.
Yes, Wasps, Harry. And they're full of stings. They are in the face of Rops and Chris. I don't know, there's some metaphor there. You have your head in your hands. You're not happy with that one.
No, just like, yeah, I don't know. No, man, yeah, the Wasps, they are out. And to be fair, you know, Wasps are like evil bees.
Yeah,
I think that is.
Yeah. Shout out to bees.
You guys are doing great. You keep doing you. I am a big fan.
Any Wasps listening? Harry, you got any strong words for Wasps?
Yeah. You know, how about you just rethink your whole angle?
Wow, big words.
I'm really laying it on them, you know?
Oh, what's Karrigan doing?
Karrigan
Oh, no.
goes down after time. It baits them into Frozen, but like that's hardly a celebratory dance here for Mousesports. They wanted to keep all 3 weapons alive. You know, they're still going to get to have a buy, but if you keep 3, suddenly, like, what you're able to bring into this round is stellar. Like, you've got everything you need. You get it, and these peaks are unreal. Like, you don't even get like Rops, right? He sees his teammate get deleted before his very eyes, and at that point, I'm already thinking, if I'm him, and I'm sat there, oh my good lord, that man next to me just got cut down at a terrifying pace, and you're hoping that they just don't check you, and of course they do. They check for Rops, they clear out B, they put another round on the board. 7-1 lead to Big, and in this round now they had their eyes set on Catwalk, looking like this might end up over in the A bomb site. They completely relinquished Tunnels control, and that is, I say completely relinquished, Upper Tunnels is gone, and Tizian is beginning a rotation to Cat. So leaving Tunnels now means this has to be a Cat commitment. You don't have any information, so Mousesports could have pushed into the B Tunnels, which they haven't. But this does mean you've got to commit to A, and that's exactly what Big are looking to do. Frozen at the back of the site. The other 2 players for Mouse are deep at long. And so Frozen, he's alone here inside of A. He's got to make a bit of a stand, and with no kills going his way, the bomb plant now comes through. Mousesports, they're on 4-on-5 in the retake.
This is just an excellent T side for Big, where they're grouping, they're going as 5 everywhere they go, and they're looking so warmed up individually. And for Mousesports, when you're having to deal with a T side like this, there really aren't easy solutions, there aren't easy options, because your individuals, I mean, that's one thing that a team like Mousesports would usually rely on in this situation. Like Frozen there, if he can get 2 kills and set Mousesports up for a retake, maybe it's a viable round. But no, Big on every entry have just nailed the shot. Double kills on B at the car in the last round. They clear Frozen out of the corner here. And if you lose that first fight in a position like that, the round's done. The round's lost, and Big are even hunting.
Yeah, one of the things I love as well, right, is like you look at this Big squad. Dust 2 has always been a good map for them with a lot of iterations of this team. But then you also look at like the components that reside within this Big squad now, and 2 of them obviously coming from Sprout. Now Sprout were great on this map. Like Searson and Keto in particular were like 2 of the best players on that squad. Searson's AWP was just second to none on this map. And so the fact that we have these 2 along with the big boys coming into this game and looking so damn good, I think it all kind of adds up, it all becomes clear, and 8-1 now. This T side is just showing absolutely no signs of slowing down. And
you know, Big have been doing a great job of, you know, not just grouping, but giving misinformation for Mousesports and scaring them towards this B bomb site, right? With the amount of times Big has succeeded towards B in that round, which was an A take, remember, Big started it by throwing so much util B, and what that did is that peeled the mid player for Mousesports into the B bomb site to double stack it. Then Big can cross up Catwalk without having to worry about a mid player, and they just execute into the A site, forcing a save for Mousesports. So yeah, another standard round for Big. Nothing too special, but just the way they do it is excellent, and all the shots land for Big. Mousesports need something. They need anything here in this map. 1 to 8, double long setup. This could be a change that could give something good to Mousesports. The flash through the smoke does not work. Karrigan is ahead of it with a double kill, mowing them down. Even when they get the trade, they are not going to be ready for Frozen. Big can completely discount this position. You can already see no one's looking at it. Frozen doesn't need to move. He can just wait here and give info to his team. Wait here. Oh, he's been spotted. Frozen has to take the kill, but he can't get it in time. How? How? I don't know. I don't understand. Tabson is so quick.
Tabson, they call him the lifeline because, my word, has he just given Big a chance in this round. He's also saved his teammate Searson's life down in the pit. Tabson, the guardian angel of Big, the guardian angel of the German scene, and he really is just laying down the pain right now. Now Woxic is trapped out on a limb here as well. Chris J going to try and flash Woxic in for a peek, but he can't get out. Woxic, he's stuck, he's facing jail time, and when you step into the big house, you get shut down. Now a 2-on-2, and Tabson in with 4, on for the ace. Chris J, 1v2, what can he do here? Creeping on up through CT, AWP in hand, and they're up on top of the boxes above him. Zintares will steal the ace away, but a round going in favor of Big, one that felt like it shouldn't have. It was a 5-on-3, and it ends with 2 players still surviving for Big. Oh. Tabson, you are a menace. This is just unreal right now from Big. This T side is nuts. The Mousesports, they just don't seem ready to keep up with it.
Tabson is a legend in Counter-Strike. This guy is just unreal. Like, I thought at least, okay, Tabson gets a spot, Frozen kills Searson, Tabson trades, sure. Nope, doesn't even let Searson die, just covers him, re-peeks, removes Frozen from the pit. And now Mousesports, well, their money has been removed as well. They are on a eco, or at least a half by pistol armor. Still not a pretty picture. Carrigan flashed up catwalk, sees nothing, and a smoke will have to land to keep Big out. It's only a temporary window though. 15 seconds, and Big, they're patient, they'll wait it out. They're ready to take it back as soon as that smoke fades. It's a double tunnels push. Antares, oh dear, he spots it, but he doesn't have his gun out, and he gets overwhelmed by the CZ. I don't think he did see Chris close, just looking at the smoke instead, and Mousesports get a gun. That's something, that's anything for Mousesports, and they'll take it, leaving the B-bomb site, going back towards A. They know that that was a fake, that was a lurk, because there was only one man in the tunnels. They made the right read, and here come the cavalry.
Tizian has removed Rops in the meantime, and these players getting out through Cat, starting now to close the distance into this A side of the map. Trapped at ramp is Carrigan, and he is so low on HP. Searson will finally do the damage. There is a USP kill onto Tizian, and wrapping around from behind, Woxic could get another.
Ooh.
2 USP kills in this round, and he's given Mousesports a fighting chance. Now it's still a 2-on-2, and there is still the terrible Tabson up on this T side inside of this site. He's going to stick around while Keto falls off over towards Long. Frozen dropping into CT, but Tabson is more than aware, and him and Keto, it's quite the meaty round for them. 10 on the board, Big reaching double digits now, and still a few rounds left to be played. This could be an unreal, an incredibly dominant T side from Big. I haven't seen anything yet from Mouse that's given me a hope that they're going to be able to get back into this game. And if they don't put rounds up soon, this series, as close as it's been throughout, despite the double OT back on map 1, the full 30 rounds on map 2, this could be a very, very fast third map.
And not the blowout in the way that I would expect as well, right? Big, like, you know, we know how good they can be, but against Mousesports, 10-1 up, they're not giving any room to Mouse. Woxic will find a kill with the AWP in this round. This could be the chance for Mouse to put a few rounds on the end of the board. Try and get some form of buffer. Nice shot from Woxic. He gets a tag, but he would have loved the kill because now his position is known, and he might go down without any sort of a say in the round. He does land, does good damage. He's going to try and sneak through the smoke, and actually does escape. There's a world where Woxic can find another fight. Goes back and does get it. That's a great shot for Woxic, because even though Tabson still stands, he's on 2 health. You'd like to think that he would be an easy kill, but maybe I'm speaking too soon. No, I'm not. Frozen does find him from Cat, and now Big are down to a 2-on-4. Bomb stuck out on Long on Searson. Zantara's in middle. Searson has burnt out a man from the site, but past that point, where do Big want to go?
Yeah, this is all hinging on this cat flank from Zantares, right? Searson has just been waiting for this to come through, and he actually throws over this CT smoke for Zantares. That's going to force these players out of CT and maybe into his crosshair. Now, first clearing the site, he didn't see anyone, and he hasn't checked close at CT. There's so many players here, and Searson, surely not ready for it. He actually does deal with Carrigan. Zantares left up in the 1v2, and he only knows where one of these players are. He's going to try and survive the drop into CT. Now, this has to be mental. This has to be unreal. Zantares hopping down, and they're both there.
Yeah.
1 kill, but not the double. And Mousesports, finally they do it. Finally they get a second round on the board. They break this vow of silence that they've undertaken on the CT side. Oh, so that's how Frozen went. That's actually very forgivable.
He got tagged as well.
That's a shame. You hate to see it.
Mousesports was so ready for that drop as well. They hadn't seen Zantares all round, but they knew it was coming in that 1-on-2. Oh, bye-bye. Well, as if this game wasn't hard enough. Now it's a 4-on-5. Chris doesn't even get to play the round, and it's a B rush off the back of it, or at least an attempt. They spam the smoke. Rob needs to move. He's getting tagged up. Will live to fight another day, though. That re-smoke on B, as Big setup for an execute, is crucial for Mouse. It keeps this round intact. As we know, that B site drops early, and you are down even a man, even equal. You likely lose a round as a CT, especially in one like this where there's just no util to win. Woxic, big shot in middle. Carrigan could push off the back of it as Woxic is drawing them in. He's going to run away. Won't get heard. Carrigan waiting for audio of his own as Keto does sit still in middle. Tara's beside him, and they're going to try and jump up towards Catwalk. This is exactly what Karrigan wants. Actually, mid to B smoke landing. Karrigan now needs to be very ready for this close fight. Can't just be holding the jump up. It's a double peek, but he finds one and almost sprays the seconds. And Tara's with a trade keeps this round alive, and he hits the A site as the molly fades, trapping Woxic in between these two players. And a missed shot from Woxic. He is running out of opportunities. Santaris has bailed. Meanwhile, he hasn't committed to taking A, despite there being no one here to stop him. Rops is in spawn, and the bomb has been picked back up. They can go B if they want.
Woxic running backwards there, maybe trying to play anti-flash, or maybe trying to assign some meaning to a kill that doesn't need it. And, well, Woxic giving that one up is now left Rops all alone. He's not able to do anything big. 11 rounds on the board.
They knew about that cat flank. I think that's what it was, right? The smoke comes down, Woxic sees it. He thinks he has a gap, and he's scared of the catwalk, so he's backing up, hoping to get maybe to the A site to fight Xantares with the AWP. But not only does Xantares take all that control, he doesn't commit. He waits for his teammate on long, and that's great as well. For a second, it seemed like they wanted to go back to B, but instead they just wait for Mousesports to deliver the kills to them on a platter. Searson, he's got another serving, he's got another bite, and Karrigan will be gone early. Big start every round with these advantages, it feels. Mousesports have had 4 opening kills in this map out of 14 rounds played. And I mean, you know, that certainly doesn't surprise me given the scoreline. A lot of that has come after the AWP, and I want to go back to it because I ragged on Searson on Nuke. I certainly did. He really did drop the ball in a lot of crucial rounds, but not only stepping it up on Vertigo in a huge way, especially on that CT side, but here on Dust 2, he's making it happen. He's finding those advantages, and he's getting big up to this scoreline. 11-2. The Searson we know and love is back. Gonna go for these long cross smokes potentially. Actually, Big might just want to take it dry. They're already this far deep. Smoke does land. Searson with a shot. Oh, Keto's cleared up one as well, and Searson through the smoke finding more and more bodies. Woxic about to hit the floor as well, and there it is. Even if that wasn't going to be the kills, and Taras was on the cat flank anyway. Big 12-2 up. Mousesports, even a 3-round hit, even this last of the half would not exactly save them in this final map.
Here we go, auto snipers out. And of course, everyone gets by unscathed. Now, if that's me in matchmaking, I die for 15 rounds straight trying to get over the crossing.
Smart play for Big to throw the guns out the map. I've watched the team, I think it was G2, they were in the game. I don't know whether they were the one to lose or to do this against their opponents.
I remember this, they left.
Yeah, they left the autos in T-spawn against an eco at 15-14, or against a pistol round by, and the team flanked B, picked up the autos, flanked long, and killed them and won the game, or at least made it OT or whatever happened. I think that, yeah, they lost the game off that round basically. So that can happen, and it does happen. So Big, they don't let it happen. They throw the guns out of the map, irretrievable, and now Mousesports have to make do with what they've got. Luckily enough, that is enough.
Not only that, right? If you hear those auto snipers firing through the door and you make the run across into B, I think you're very, very tempted to keep this 2-man stack there, because it's not uncommon to see teams hit the B site having anticipated, you know, dealt damage on the cross, definitely. Right? So at this point in time, Mousesports, they're very heavily committed to this 2-man B hold. Now, they haven't seen much to allude to a B play yet, but they haven't really seen anything elsewhere either. So these guys are going to keep this 2-man hold up on B. And once again, it's going to fall to just 1 man inside of this A site to have to hold the catwalk play down. And if Woxic can't buy time for these long players to get into position and help him out, then you're set up for a 4-on-5 retake again. Woxic has got to make a stand. He burns to death. He perishes in that Molotov. And Keto, we were saying about those long players having to play retake. They don't even get the chance. They were waiting. They were hoping they could have approached this in a 4-on-4. And Keto has robbed them of that right. Chris J and Rops now left in the 2-on-4 clutch attempt for a 3rd round at the end of the first half of play. And they're not really making any progress right now. No one from Big is offering up a fight. The molly is going to hold them back even longer. They smoke it, they go through, and they do find Searson. But half the time, more than half the time, picked off this bomb. They've got to pick up the pace, and instead, the response is in from Tizian and Keto. 13-12, Big with an incredibly dominant lead here, and it could all draw to a close very, very quickly in this second half. Stick around because you definitely don't want to miss the culmination of this series.
Days that we spent, I remember time that we made, I'm thinking on the day that we met. Hope you know I'm glad that we waited. Can't forget those walks in the cold, long drives into nowhere. Tell me how it feels when I hold you tight like we don't care. I'll come whenever you call. I'll run right into your arms, or hold on whenever you fall. 'Cause you changed me, ooh, you changed me. I remember days that we spent. I remember time that we made, I'm thinking on the day that we met. Hope you know I'm glad that we waited. Can't forget those walks in the cold, long drives into nowhere. Tell me how it feels when I hold you tight like we don't care. I'll come whenever you call. I'll run right into your arms, or hold on whenever you fall. 'Cause you changed me, ooh, you changed me. I'll come whenever you call. I'll run right into your arms, or hold on whenever you fall. 'Cause you changed me, ooh, you changed me. I'll come whenever you call.
Well, you know what that big old horn means? That means this second half of play is about to get underway. And boy, oh boy, we all got the horn to see if Big can get this one over the line. 13-2 right now, moving into the second half. And really, this pistol round could just close the game out for them here and now, right? If they win it, I don't know if there's much left in the tank for Mousesports. They're setting up outside of long. Chris J is providing the flashbangs, and that will get Mousesports out into this position. But this is not something Big are like entirely aware of. You know, they very much prepared for this to be a reality. They leave long open. They didn't see anything at Cat. And now they rotate everyone over here towards the A-bomb site.
Fast play. The smokes are down and spamming through them. The grenade will actually get a kill. Big, a man up, add it to a tally. They've even got a kit for the retake if it gets that far. That's still a question in and of itself because Mouse have yet to get onto the site. They've got a kill on Tabson though, and Big start to back up as they look to play a retake round here. Not really much else they can do. These Glocks can be a real problem up close, so Big want to be very careful with how they approach this, but nice shot from Xantares. He's going for the Kuklis. He's going for the jumps. He certainly could hit one. There's two in the site right now, and oh, he's hit it! Yeah! Woo! Let's go, Big. They find the 14th, they get that defuse, Harry, and I feel like this might be Mousesports crumbling before our very eyes.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win. Bomb has been planted.
Oh, I mean...
But, like, he jumps, and his crosshair is already on the opponent before he knows where he is. Like, this guy... I don't know. Someone needs to check his PC. This is all too good to be true. But no, Xantares, a beast by anyone's regard. And Big, 2 rounds away from locking and loading Dust 2 and going 2-0 up in the group, rather. The other team that could go 2 up is Cole, who will be facing Mad Lions after this series. Who knows where that one's going? I haven't even begun to think about it right now, because at the forefront of my mind is whether Mousesports can put anything up on this T side.
It's not a good start. They lose Carrigan early, but Rops has opened up into B. Now that there could be a way back into this site, and they do follow up, actually. Woxic there dealing with Tabsons, and Tares still a threat, still alive, and not budging. Bear in mind that Chris J, and amongst all of this, was coming in on a lurk in through the catwalk. And while he does get some damage off, it's not enough to do anything in the grand scheme of this round or in this map. 15 on the board for Big, map and series point for this squad. And an incredibly dominant scoreline. Now, at the start of the day, these two teams took us to double overtime on Nuke. Then we got the 4:30 rounds out of Vertigo. And here and now, we might only have 18 rounds to go off of on Dust 2.
Shameful scenes here for the Mousesports camp. They don't want to go out like this. They want to at least put something on this board. Some buffer. Just to show they can, because right now, Big are not giving any way back into this round. Antares finds a pick down mid. Tizian was dead along early, keep that in mind. So Mousesports have something here in terms of control. But Big, they just need to play very safe. They don't need to worry about things. With the trade coming from Antares, it's back to a 4-on-4, and Upper Dark has been taken. Chris is watching for it though, and oh dear, Keto hits a shot faster. That's B cleared out, and now Big know they can gamble stack A because Mousesports have got to still be long or mid. They're all long, so smoke's getting set up. Here comes the cross, and Mousesports heading into Searson Scout.
Oh, a couple of shots not actually connecting for Searson, and now these players have gotten close. Frozen. Not going to last long, not going to fare well in the A-bomb site. Carrigan's mollied out as well. This utility's doing so much damage, and it was a 3-on-3. It was looking good, but Mousesports, it's all fallen apart here in round 18. They